Hello students, today we are going to learn a new lesson in History Unit 2 Asian Civilization. See page number 16. Introduction. Societies that adapt complex ways of life were more organized than the early hunter-gatherer and Neolithic form societies. Urban societies had social stratification and well-planned cities. They practiced craft, engaged in trade and exchange, adapted science and technology, and formed political organization, early form of states. Hence, the term civilization is used to distinguish them from the earliest form of societies. However, they should not be considered superior to other form of societies, since each culture or civilization had its own unique features. Explanation. Before human being developed complex societies, they lived in primitive societies. The complex societies emerged from the primitive societies around 4000 to 2000 BC. A civilization is very complex in the society characteristic by the urban development, social stratification, a form of government, and symbolic system of communication. They practiced craft, emerged in trade and exchange, adapted science and technology, and formed a political organization. The term civilization is referred to the early form of societies. See page number 16, Asian civilization. Civilization is seen as an advanced organized way of life. It instilled a way of life that could be considered as an adaptation to particular environmental and cultural contexts. When it became necessary for a large number of people to live in the close proximity, they brought in planning, organization, and specialization. Settlements were planned and laid out. A polity emerged. Society became organized, and food production and crop production were regulated. As civilization began to take shape, huge buildings were built. The art of writing developed, and science and technology contribution to the betterment of society. Explanation. The term civilization basically means the level of development at which people live together peacefully in community. The Asian civilization referred especially to the first settlement and stable communities that became base for later nations and emergence. When the people When it became necessary for a large number of people to live in close proximity, they brought in planning, organization, and specializations. So they built cities and innovate forms of writing. They learned to make pottery and use metals. They domesticated animals, but built huge buildings, and science and technology contributed to the betterment of society. See page number 16. The Egyptian, the Mesopotamian, the Chinese, and the Indus were the important early civilizations. While these civilizations flourished in certain regions, people in other parts of the world lived as hunters, gatherers, and pastoralists. The hunters, gatherers, and pastoralists maintained their relationship with these civilizations through interactions. This history is also equally important. During the time of this civilization, some South Indian witnessed the emergence of Neolithic agro-pastoral communities and microlithic form of life by hunter-gatherers. Explanation. The first Asian societies arose in the first Asian societies arose in Mesopotamia and Egypt in the Middle East, in the Indus Valley region of what we are Pakistan and India, and the Chinese civilization in the Huizhi Valley in China. All these civilizations had certain common features. The remaining part of the world people were lived as hunter, gatherer, and pastoralist. So this history is also equal important. So their history is also equal important. During the time of this civilization, South Indian witnessed the emergence of Neolithic agro-pastoral communities. Evidence for South Indian Neolithic agro-pastoral communities. Payampalli in the village in Velur district of Tamil Nadu, the earliest evidence for the domestication of animals and cultivation of plant is found in this site, which was excavated by the Archaeological Survey of India. Evidence for the pottery making and cultivation of horse gram and green grams have been found in this village. Evidence for the microlithic form of people in South India. Evidence for the exceeding of microlithic hunter-gatherer found at Chennai, Natharkar, Dharmaburi, Salem, Coimbatore, Ayalur, Tiruchirappalli, Pudukkottai, Madurai, Sivagangai, Tirunelveli and Kanyakumari. The people of this period used a small artifact made of chart and quartz. The tools types are scalpers, lunars and triangulars. These people hunt wild animals and gathered food, nuts and fruit for their subsistence. See page number 16, Egyptian civilization. As one of the oldest civilization, the Egyptian civilization is known for its monumental architects, agriculture, art and science and craft at a very early age. Geography. Egypt lies in the northeastern corner of the African continent. It is bounded by Mediterranean Sea in the north. The ancient Egyptians depended heavily on the Nile River. The river created an oasis in the surrounding desert, providing water for drinking and for farming. Each year, the river rose, flooded, and filled its flooded deposit segment along the river's bank, making the land good for farming. Egyptians could store surplus of grains to trade and to keep the reserve in case of crop failure. Surplus crops could form the chief base of the ancient Egypt's great wealth. The river Nile was also the society's most important transportation route. Egypt became intimately connected with the Sangam age, Tamilagam by the sea route. Explanation. The literature of the Sangam age informs us that is the big cities of South India lived great caravan travelers who constantly traveled by road and sea route. The direct trade route between the Tamilagam and Egypt had been well established by the date of the king Periplus. See page number 17. The Herodotus were the rulers of the 15th dynasty of the Egyptian and they were probably from West Asia. The Herodotus means rulers of the foreign land. In about 1650 BC, the Herodotus invited the territory of Egyptian dynasty and established the 15th dynasty. The 15th, 16th and 17th dynasties of ancient Egypt and often combined under the group title Second Intermediate Period. The 15th dynasty dates approximately from 1650 to 1550 BC. The dynasty was foreign to ancient Egypt, founded by Seleucids, a Herodotus from West Asia. Those people had invaded the country and conquered Lower Egypt. The Herodotus brought several techniques innovations to Egypt as well as a cultural import. The change introduced including new techniques of bronze work, of pottery, new breeds of animals and new crafts. They introduced the arts and chariots. See book page number 17. Persians are the people from the region of Persia, the ancient Iran. Explanation. The Persians are an Iranian ethnic group that make up over half of the population of Iran. They share a common cultural system and are native speakers of the Persian languages as well as the languages closely related to the Persian. Page number 17. Greek refers to the language and people of modern day state of Greeks in Europe. Greek is one of the oldest Indo-European language and it is usually divided into Ancient Greek and Modern Greek. Greece is the birthplace of Western philosophy, literature, mathematics, history, drama, Olympic Games and democracy. Page number 17. Rome. Rome refers to the ancient Roman Empire which had as its capital the city of Rome in Italy. Explanation. Rome Empire was the ancient empire centered on the city of Rome that was established in 27 BC following the demise of the Roman Republic and continuing to the final ethics of the Empire of the West in the 5th century BC. See page number 17. Pharaoh's society and administration. The Egyptian king was known as the Pharaoh. The people treated Pharaoh as a divine form. Under the Pharaoh, there was a hierarchy of officials, including viziers, the governors of province, local mayors, and the tax collectors. The entire society system was supported by the work and production of artisans, including stone cutters, masons, potters, carpenters, coppersmith and goldsmith, peasant and workers. Land belonged to the king and was assigned to the officials. Slavery was not common, but captives were used as slaves. Explanation. The government and the religions were inseparable in ancient Egypt. The pharaoh was the head of the state and the divine representative of the god on earth. The pharaoh was head of the society. Hierarchically next to him, the most powerful officers were the viziers, the executive head of the bureaucracy. Under them were the governors of the province, local mayors, and tax collectors. Ancient Egyptian could not have achieved such stability and grandeur without the cooperation of all the levels of the population. So the entire social system was supported by the work and the production of artists, including stone cutters, masons, potters, carpenters, coppersmith and goldsmith, peasant and workers. The whole land belongs to the king. Slavery was not common, but captives were used as slaves. Viziers, page number 17. Viziers were the high official who administered territories under the direction of the pharaohs. Explanation. The viziers was the highest official in ancient Egypt to serve the king. The viziers were often appointed by the king. They were chosen according to the loyalty and talent or inherited by the position of their fathers. Page number 17. The Egyptians believed in life after death, therefore they preserved the dead body. The art of preserving the dead body is known as mummification. Pyramids and domes were built to preserve the body of pharaohs. Explanation. The pharaohs were seen as God, divine representative on earth, who through rituals ensure the continuation of life after death. They became immortal, joining the God in the afterworld. The Egyptians believed that the body and soul were important to human existence in the life and death. Their funerary practices such as mummification or burial in tombs. The tombs were filled with food, tools, domestic wares, treasures as the necessity of life. Page number 17. The famous Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun, who ruled from 1332 to 1332 BC. Tombs with a rich variety of offering is located near Luxor in Egypt. The mask of his mummy, made up of gold and decorated with precious stones, is an important artifact of the Egyptian civilization. Explanation. The famous Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun, who ruled from 1332 to 1332 BC, tombs which is rich in variety of offering is local near Luxor in Egypt. Inside a small dome, the king's mummy lay within a nest of 3 coffins, the innermost of the solid gold, the 2 outer ones of gold hammer over woolen frames. On the king's head was a magnified golden portrait mask, were decorated with precious stones and numerous pieces of jewelry and amulets placed upon the mummies, and it is the vaporing. It is an important artifact of this Egyptian civilization. The other rooms were crammed with furniture, cloth, weapons, chariots, staff, and the number of other objects. I summarize this topic. After the Neolithic age, civilization sprang and threw in the Bronze Age. People began their settlement life in planned towns and began to involve in trade and exchange. Science and technology developed. The civilization are relatively complex social system. The Egyptian civilization excelled in the agriculture and the pyramid were the important contribution. Students, I hope you understood the topic. Thank you. Click the below link and do the assignment. Thank you.